Hey, I want to share with you a little story that very well could change your life. I was just speaking at a business leaders lunch and learn session about how to thrive and how to lead so people thrive. And I finished off with this story and I could see the impact that it had, and I want to share it with you. So in 1918, Bethlehem Steel was the number one shipbuilding company and the second largest steel producer in America at the time. And its owner was a man called Charles Schwab. And Charles Schwab got in a management consultant called Ivy Lee, and he asked him if they had any way that they could boost their productivity. And Ivy Lee said, "Sure thing. Just give me 15 minutes to speak to each of your managers." And Charles Schwab said, "Okay, well, how much is that going to cost me?" And Ivy Lee said, "Well, nothing at all, unless it works. You let me talk to them 15 minutes each, and 3 months later, you just send me a check for whatever you think it's been worth to you." So Charles agrees. So Ivy Lee speaks to them, and this is what he shares. He says, at the end of every day, write a list of the 5 most important things that you need to do the next day and prioritize them from the most important down so that you know what you need to start on. And in the morning, come in and start on that number one priority before you do anything else and work it through to completion or as far as it can go, and then work your way down number 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then continue to repeat that process every day. So this may sound like simple advice, but there are some key things in there. Things like doing this at the end of the day, not trying to do it first thing in the morning, using the prioritizing method to make sure you know what's most important, not just the top of your list, and then having the discipline to stick to it. So anyhow, 3 months down the track, Ivy Lee actually didn't get a check in the mail from Charles Schwab. What he got instead was an invitation to come in and see Charles in his office. And when he arrived, Charles presented him with a check for $25,000, which in today's economy would be the equivalent value of $500,000. Can you imagine receiving a check for $500,000 for one piece of advice that you've given? The reason that Charles was so generous was because he said that one piece of advice was the key thing that propelled Bethlehem Steel on to have such extraordinary success. So I share that with you just to impress upon you the fact that small things do make a huge difference, that making one small change in your daily routine can have a huge cascading impact and positive ripple effect on into every area of your life, and to remind you that it is always worthwhile to go out and put those daily routines in place, because you never know the huge impact it can have for you and for everyone around you. So I hope that that's an inspiration and encouragement. Let me know if you already use this top 5 numbering system, and if you too use it at the end of the day, prioritize it and manage to stick to it. And if you're wondering, hey Lauren, but what do I do about interruptions? Well, what I would say is that you write down if there's any interruption that comes in, some task that you get given or that pops into your head, write it down on the piece of paper underneath the other 5 things, and then quickly take a moment just to assess, is it more important or less important than what's already there? And if it is, then it jumps the queue and it jumps up, and that's okay. And if not, then you've already got it written down so you can come to it later when it becomes your priority. So I hope that helps you. I'm Lauren, here to help you thrive and boost your health, energy and productivity. Thanks so much for watching. Comment below, let me know what you think and any tips that you have to share.